Our final competitor this afternoon is number 315, and the title of the program, Blood Sugar.
I've been working in the sugar fields. I've been working in the sugar fields. Welcome to my chocolate factory. Today is going to be such an exciting day. Hey, Negroes plow. Hey, Negroes hoe. Show me your golden ticket. And walk right through the gates. 'Cause inside this room, all of my dreams become realities.
All I want to know is, where do Krispy Kreme donuts come from? I mean, what kind of sick man invented this? It was love at first taste. That glaze melted into my mouth.
Let me tell you how sugar is made. The first slave ships came in 1505, and they kept coming for over 300 years. More than 10 million Africans had been forcibly removed and distributed among the sugar plantations. My community is like the Diabetic Hall of Fame. Aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, neighbors, neighborhoods. Eventually, everybody got diabetes at one point or another. My mom died of diabetes when she was only 41. And her death didn't make me think about diabetes or my own risk of dying from it. It just made me eat. The sugar industry is a billion-dollar industry that was built off the backs of slaves for hundreds of years. Africans plowed, planted, and harvested sugar in the Caribbean. Because of this, sugar became a staple in soul food for as long as I can remember. My mother put a pinch of sugar in every meal. And when I asked why, she said because her mother did the same thing. And so did the mother before that. Sugar slavery has left African Americans predisposed and vulnerable to many health conditions, especially diabetes. And according to the World Health Organization, African Americans are 2 times more likely than any other demographic to develop diabetes. There is a link between sugar slavery and diabetes. Sugar is in our blood, ingrained in our culture. We harvested it, and now we're addicted to it. Through the drama Sugar by Robbie McCauley, Poor Knockers by Lynn Nottage, through the poetry Krispy Kreme by Poetry, How I Challenged Diabetes to a Fight by Mega, How to Make Sugar by Amelia Opie, and Death Recipe by Erica Shepard. Through the books Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl and Plan D by Sherry Shepard. And the articles How Sugar Changed the World by Live Science and Is Diabetes a Direct Effect from Slavery by the Daily Journal. Blood Sugar, a program breaking the cycle of oppression that sugar has created for my people. Me and diabetes, man, we go way back. Diabetes is a part of my lineage, a part of my history. You know, they say sugar ain't nothing but a chain of glucose. And for years, I've been wearing these shackles around my feet. But I just kept on eating. It's like I got high off of food or something like that, and you're probably sitting there wondering the same thing I am, huh? I want to know if sugar is more addicting than crack.
'Cause I'm in there every freaking day. You know, I was in there the other day, and this black militant fella once told me that Krispy Kreme used to be called Krispy Kreme croissants. Croissants. Spelled with a K. Just like the rest of their names. Meaning K.
The KKK was invented to keep black people down and round. So when the revolution comes back around, all the black people will be too fat to fight, addicted to the KKK glazed drugs. I mean, glazed donuts. As soon as I discovered that these Oompa Loompas were crazy about sugar, well, I marched into that little village and I said, you and all your people will come to my country and work in my factory. You can have all the sugar you want. You get some sugar, you get some sugar, everybody get some sugar. Now, let's take a look at the stats. According to research from the University of North Carolina, those with problems in glucose metabolism were predominantly African American. Why? Well, if we take a look over here, their ancestors passed down a gene from slavery, a gene that allowed them to go long periods of time without food. Jump ahead a few centuries, and these same genes are working against African Americans in an environment full of fatty, sugary, delicious food. Let me tell you how sugar is made, how a 10-foot-tall reed from the old world could sweeten whatever tasted bitter, how a dozen able-bodied slaves hacked forward through fields of cane, how sweat trickled down forehead into eye, how black syrup boiled for hours in an iron vat just to make refined, pure, white, crystal. My mom asks me to take her sugar for her, but I never want to. Because every prick of her finger feels like a stab in the ribs to me. It's like my mother's side of the family is literally dying in veins. My daddy developed diabetes at the age of 55. My mom called, said she had her 4th stroke in 2 years. Uncle Tyrone has to amputate his toe. You know, my Aunt Glenda's kidneys are 2 deadbeat fathers married to the same woman. I did nothing to make this happen. It invaded my body without my permission. Diabetes runs through my family like a leaky faucet that I don't have the tools to fix. And every time I look at my mother, I wonder, am I next? How come more African Americans are disproportionately diagnosed, disproportionately amputated, disproportionately die? It's because sugar burns within our veins. They say sugar ain't nothing but a chain of glucose. And for years, I've been wearing these shackles around my feet. But I know where it lives. And I know what it lives off of. You see, not long ago, I passed the age my mom was when she died. And I'm looking at myself and beginning to realize that I'm in better health than I could have ever imagined. See, diabetes ain't nothing but sugar. And sugar ain't nothing but a chain of glucose. And you can't chain me. And I wouldn't trade that for all the Big Macs in the world.